All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings be unto the hopeful elect, pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days. All right, this is the Baba Yakanan from the GMS England branch, and this is going to be a fairly brief video. An inspiration is drawn from this short testimony that you see here on the screen. Now, this was taken from a particular YouTube channel that I just stumbled upon, and the video is entitled Demon Face Syndrome Begins. He claims to see demon face man. All right. And like I said, it's a brief testimony from this man that you see here on the screen. And I have no reason to doubt the validity of this particular video, because he comes off as sincere. And even if it was some sort of a hoax or an unserious video, we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that the spiritual realm is in effect and it exists. All right, and we experience the power and the effects of the spiritual realm in our everyday lives. Okay, now the scriptures tell us that the angels of the Lord encampeth around the men that fear him. All right, roughly paraphrasing. So Lord willing, we be the elect. We have angels round about us all the time. Okay, and that's not a light thing. All right, that's a very, very heavy thing, and you have to have faith to even believe and comprehend that you actually have angels round about you, okay, protecting you every single day, every moment of the day. You are surrounded by angels, okay? So likewise, you have individuals that are off in this world. They have demons surrounding them, okay? They have demons surrounding them and influencing particular things, mischief, that they're getting up to, okay? So we understand, through this truth, through the Holy Bible, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that these forces do indeed exist and they are active every single day, all right? So this testimony that was given is really of no surprise to us that are involved in this truth, because we know that these things exist and we experience these things during our time, in this ministry, okay? Now, without further delay, I'm going to play this video, and then Lord willing, we'll get into a few scriptures. And by the way, it's being said that this is heightened right after the solar eclipse that took place a few weeks ago. I believe it was on the 8th of April, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but we understand that these things have been happening. They've been happening. All right, basically, it ain't just because of the eclipse. But one thing I do know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, is that the closer that we get to the end of Esau Edom's kingdom and to the end of this world, all right, the more and more, these spirits are going to start revealing themselves and showing themselves, okay? And people are going to be exposed to a lot more spiritual activity in these last days, all right? Because we're in the time of the end. So the Lord is about to go all out, okay, on this place, man. All right. And, these things is part of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, showing himself. Okay. So without further delay, let me play this video.
Experienced something that I've never experienced in my life. So today I experienced something that I've never experienced in my life before. Freaked me out. Thought I was crazy. Still haven't processed it fully. So, as I do every week, twice a week, I make deliveries to the same guy. I've been doing it for 7 months. And it's the same guy every time I walk in. He's got a big garage with like a couple trucks in it. I walk in, I hand him his parts, we talk for a minute, I walk away. I go on my business. Today, I walked in, and he had his back to me, and he was working on his bench, and he must have heard me coming. I don't know, because I was actually pretty quiet, I thought, but when he turned around, I jumped and kind of grabbed my mouth like that because I didn't know what to think. And he laughed a little bit, and he called me jumpy. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm just not feeling very good. And I handed him his part, and I was like, hey, I got to go. The reason I reacted that way is because when I looked at him, he was different. He didn't look like the same guy I saw every other time. First thing I saw was he had no color in his eyes. They were completely black. Like you couldn't even see reflections. It was just a black mass. And for some reason, his ears were kind of weird, and they had like this little point like that. I don't know what that was. Excuse me. But then I was talking to my friend, and he sent me an article about them saying that a new disorder that's coming out where people are starting to see demon faces in people. And it got me thinking, if they're putting something like that out, could it be a disorder, or is it God is actually letting people see demons and they're just trying to make it look like we're crazy? I still can't process it. I can't. I don't know. And like ever since the eclipse, I find it funny. The clouds look different for some reason. I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to figure that one out. But that could be just me being dumb. The other thing I saw, like I have perfect vision. So I don't know what I saw. If anybody else has ever seen this, please let me know, because I'm kind of weirded out right now. Anyway, God bless, love you, take care. Hey, so...
Alright, so, that's the video, that's the brief testimony. And, like I said, this guy appears to be sincere. You could see in his face that he looked terrified. He almost, couldn't believe that he was bringing it out in a video. It's almost like he felt stupid bringing it out because of how bizarre the experience was. And, that's why it's such a beautiful thing, to possess this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, of the Holy Scriptures. And like it tells us in Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. All right, because these people are going to continue to bug out the closer that we get to the end, because they're not stable. They don't understand what's happening upon the earth. They don't understand the transition that's actually taking place right now concerning a changing, of rulership. They don't understand. Okay? So not understanding and being in the dark and these things happening is the worst position that you could possibly be in, because it's terrifying. Okay? Just imagine, that you didn't have this truth and you're seeing, these changes happening upon the earth, and you have, no knowledge, no information whatsoever to tick these boxes in your mind, to, give yourself, comfort. And that's why the Holy, Bible is the comforter, okay? Because it comforts us and it aids us along the way of the decline of Esau, Edom's kingdom, okay? So we are not surprised when we see things like this. Rather, this boosts our faith. And this lets you know that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is showing himself, okay? Now, let's get a few scriptures and then we'll close out. You know what? I'll start off with Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and verse 15. And it reads, I'll start from verse 14. But they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable hell, were partly vexed, and this is the point, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, and partly fainted, their heart failing them. And it also reminds me of, I believe it's in the book of Luke, their hearts failing them for fear. That's going to be happening in these last days. People are literally going to be, put to death from the sheer fear of what's going to be transpiring, upon the earth. Remember in Daniel's 12, it tells us that this is going to be a time like never before upon the earth. All right. So again, it says their heart failing them for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. Okay. So what I want to highlight here is monstrous apparitions. Okay. Now, when you Google the definition for apparition, it says a ghostly figure, a specter, a sudden or unusual sight, the act of appearance. Okay. So that's what, this man was, going into, a ghostly figure, a demon, something that, he couldn't, evaluate in his mind, what the hell is that, kind of thing. Okay. So spirits are going to start revealing themselves more and more in these last days, man. Okay. This is a beautiful thing. All right. Things are going to get spooky out here. Now, this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 10. And it reads, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay? So, there's more, to life than what you see, with your carnal eyes. All right. There's a whole spiritual realm, like I said, that's functioning, that's playing out at the same time, as we are, if you will, playing out, upon the earth. Okay. There's a whole other realm. Okay. And the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is making that more obvious as we draw nigh, to the end of this man's kingdom. All right. So that's all I wanted to go into in this particular lesson. Lord willing, this was edifying. Until the next time, I'll say shalom.